What is up, y'all? Welcome back to haloskitchen, the best kitchen out there, period. It's Chef A here. I am making a mango trifle dessert here today, and if you're new to my channel, I make a dessert because it's out of my comfort zone, and I talk about out the comfort zone topics. Yeah, I just like to push myself out there, and run towards them fears because, that's how you grow. How else are you gonna grow in life? Just living in fear. But yes, I'm gonna have all the ingredients, all the instructions listed on the screen. You can just follow along with that if that's what you're here for. But in the background, I'm gonna be talking about, a message to those stuck in a waiting period. I feel like I'm personally kind of in that position. I don't want to use the term stuck, but that's just what you might often feel like it is. Pretty much when it's like, dang, nothing's really going my way. I anticipated things to happen a lot quicker than this. Whoa, what's going on? But, at some point in life, whether you believe in God, you refer to God as the universe, whatever your faith is, we have all experienced being in the waiting period when it comes to our manifestations, or to, put it simply, a point where we want change in our lives, where we start to pray for change. There comes a time where we have to wait for things to actually be worked out behind the scenes for us. So, that's essentially what the waiting period is. Sometimes you have to, give God a chance to actually catch things up when you get to that vibrational match, if you want to use those terms or whatever. Things actually have to be worked out behind the scenes because you don't know what doors are going to open, in what ways it's going to take for you to actually get to that next level, that vision that you see for yourself. But also when you get to a point to where, you're getting closer to God, you start to build that relationship and you start to ask for God to actually be a guidance over your life. Sometimes those waiting periods can be, for life lessons to learn beforehand, before, the fruit starts to come into your life. Even though, if you want to get technical, the struggle, the lessons and all that, the journey is actually the fruit. But I'm not going to get too deep up into that. Y'all get the point. And I had to realize that the waiting is not a punishment. Oftentimes, it's just preparation, especially when you pray for God's assistance and guidance. Soon, new doors are bound to open. Things are bound to finally start working and playing out when ready. When it's best for your highest good, it's 100% possible to manifest stuff quicker if, that assistance isn't there. Sometimes God will give you exactly what you ask for, thinking that you're ready for it. You constantly just begging God, please make this happen. I'm ready. I'm a warrior. I can handle this right now. Not knowing, where that might lead us, not knowing that getting that right now, right at this moment, might actually end up leading us down a rabbit hole because we're not truly prepared for, all that it takes. Especially, me personally, but intending to, because I know it's gonna happen, me building up multiple businesses and stuff like that. I have to be prepared for something like that. It's so much that I have yet to actually learn, as far as what that takes. So I always make sure I'm intentional with my prayers, and asking God, please help me to sustain everything that it is that I'm asking for, because, I'm trying to build something to last for generations. Well, not trying to, but intending to. Watch the wordplay. But yes, please help me to sustain all this. Help me to actually be prepared when all of this comes, so I can be able to maintain it, so that whatever underlying issues that I might have don't actually end up getting in the way. It may be a slow burn, but a slow burn as in my growth. When, for example, when it comes to my growth on social media, if you want to use that, it may be a slow burn, but to my benefit, I'm also improving on my skills in speaking, my skills in cooking, my graphic designing, my editing. And this could also be for you too, even in different areas, if you're doing something completely different, building genuine connections before the crowd finally starts to see your value when the rest of the world does. Me personally, I'm healing things that could have hindered my growth as an individual, and also business growth if I let personal issues get in the way. I'm also learning patience. I'm learning to embrace the present moment, to enjoy the journey in calmness or ease, I have now, before things finally start to take off, because I've really heard how it gets, when it comes to having a business, especially multiple. It's a lot of work. And I'm also building my own confidence, and you could be building your own confidence as well, versus other people validating you. Confidence not just in yourself, but also in God. Confidence that God shall deliver what it is that you prayed for. The intention, the desire is already out there. You have to practice being in that energy of things already being done and there for you. Practice contentment, because things are working out for you, because it's coming. It's coming because you're a vibrational match to that outcome. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. You have to constantly tell yourself that, remind yourself that, so you can actually be in that energy, especially when it comes to having something like anxiety, because I've had that bad, like letting that get to me. And there's this I don't know if I want to call him a guru or what, this inspirational speaker. I'm mindful of what I consume. So I'm constantly consuming, the inspirational stuff, the stuff that keeps me grounded and stuff. And I came across someone named Muji. You guys may have heard of him. But yeah, it was about practicing being at peace, even with a chaotic mind. And remembering that the mind is your servant, not your master. And just, to never forget that. And there was also this guided meditation that was attached to that as well. It's, centered around practicing, that place of peace and kind of going back to your truest nature, pretty much. In the end, we are truly just souls. Well, not just souls, but we are souls here for a human experience. We have these human bodies, but deep down underneath that, we are souls. And it's going back to that place of being outside of the mind, outside of the eyes, outside of all of our senses, and just going back to that true nature, pretty much, and just continuing to practice that in all the chaos that your thoughts may have over you. It's also practicing being at a place where time does not exist, focusing more on just being rather than doing, and focusing on when things are going to come into existence, and just focusing on what's here now, but not really anything, because your eyes are closed and you're just breathing, just doing nothing pretty much. But yeah, it's important to make time for that. But yeah, y'all, I would love to continue, but I'm kind of out of time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, let me know if you have any feedback. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.